Hello, 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 everyone, and good morning to you all. I hope you're having a grand day. Well, it is the last Friday of August. It is the 25th of August. So in 4 months, it's Christmas. Yes. So you better get working on your Christmas projects. It's getting there. So, if you're just new here, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for subscribing to my channel. My name is Eva, and this is Stitching in the Interlake, and it's, I started this 2.5 years ago. I live in the Interlake region of Manitoba in Canada, and yeah, the only one in the whole area. So that does a YouTube channel. So so thank you again. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell your friends about me. Help my channel grow. All right, I wanted to briefly here, just for the moment, is to show you here my Angel of Winter. Okay, I'm almost finished this part of the dress. I have a few more up in here to do. And then I'm going to start down, oops. And then I'm going to start down here on the edging of the dress. And then all I have left is just in here. And then I'm done. I can't believe it. I will be done. So I'm just going to briefly here show you because someone asked me to show how I stitch again. So I'm going to just for today start Christmas Village, just to give you an idea of how I stitch. Okay, so I've been doing this here for the last few days, and it does not take that long. Once it is that you've got all the background done, then to put all these beads in is not very difficult. Not at all. I think that's a different color, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll take that one out. Better now than later. I thought it was the right one, but it's not. Let me just move this over here. Okay, so I can grab my beads. This is a much better needle threader for doing, you know, when you've got small eyes like this. Don't use those metal ones. They're just garbage. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I'm glad that you could watch my review videos. And yes, I do believe that the panda one was made by, I don't know if it, I'm not sure if it was made by Huacan, but it was very poorly made. So if that printer, Huacan, does not get their act together, they're going to be banned from all the websites, because people are not putting up with that. They're not going to pay good money to have garbage Somebody called it rubbish. That's what it is. Yes, absolutely. So you can see here it is just a matter of, you know, going along here and putting beads in. It's and just like when you cross stitch, you keep your, you know, like don't turn it this way and expect you're going to get the bead sitting in the same direction, because it's not. It's not. Where did it go? I think I lost it. I think I lost it. So I will show you the back here in a minute, just to show you what. And it's okay that there are these lines, okay? But my lines have my carry unders basically have a pattern to it basically. And it's all hidden behind all this, you know, what I've stitched. But you can see here they all go here. Sometimes it is that I have, you know, an extra one that's not in that line, so I do that, but otherwise I tried to keep it going in the same direction. Okay, so let me just put this needle through here. Alrighty. I will get back to that. I just want to show, somebody was asking there about how to start stitching. Oh dear. Now where did I put, oh, here it is. Okay. So I am going to work here on, this red, which is number 7. And how you read this card, okay, so if you're just new here and you don't know how to read it, this is the DMC number. This is how many strands there are. So there are 6 strands of this 304. And this is the number placement and the colors. Okay. This is your, the number for your kit. This is the 14 count. You use 2 threads. Okay. So that's what that is. I'm just going to grab these, and I want number 7. Oh, gosh. So now all I do is just take one out. And then this is for a 14 count, okay? For an 11 count, you pull out 3 threads. And I recommend pulling them out like this. And you pull out the 3 strands separately, okay? So there, okay? So if I had to do 3 strands, I would pull out the other one, and then I would pull out the third one. And the reason that you do that is because it's been sitting on the card, and or in a skein like this, and you want to, by doing that, it poofs up the threads, okay? And it's easier to pull. Okay. So I will get this. I don't know if I had one there. Come on. No, forget it. Forget it. There. That. So, and on a 14 count, you want a 14, I don't know if this, I think this is a 26 needle. Because you don't want to use a size that's a 22 or whatever it is. No, 20, no. Well, whatever it is for an 11 count. You don't want to use that for this. Okay. So I start with the loop method. Okay. So that means I put two ends together and I bring it through the needle. And because I stitch in hand, I also do the sewing method. And the sewing method entails that I start in with this. I start in, for me, okay? Now, if you're left-handed, you would probably go the other way. And always remember that whatever the orientation is of your fabric, that's how you keep it. So top is fine. I could flip it over and work on the bottom, but I would not work it on the side. Okay? If you start on the side, okay, if you start sideways, then that's okay, but you can flip it around and work it on the side. Okay? I never got into that. I think Laura does that, stitching with Laura. She likes, for some reason, working on the side. I don't know the reason for that. So, okay, so you can see here I've got my loop. So I put my needle through and I pull. Okay. And then I will start here on my actual stitching. So I do the sewing method. So, okay, now I go here and you see how my needle goes underneath there. Okay, so it goes like, oops, wait a minute. It goes like that. Okay. So I will start here and go here and come over here and go down here. Then I would come down here. Okay. And really, I've had quite a few people on my subscribers who wanted to learn the sewing method and for stitching in hand. And they were, oh, I can never get this. I can never get this. Oh, no, I can't get this. It's too hard. It's too hard. Well, I can tell you Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay? You just, the old saying, practice, practice, practice. And you go along. Maybe working on this red wasn't the best idea. But I didn't want to work here on this pink because that's white. And I wanted to use that other thread, that sparkly thread, if you will. A luminescent, no. I'm not sure. It's the one here with the, there. I know it looks gray. I know it looks gray, but it's not. So maybe I'll do that. and put in a little bit here. But it's really easy once you gain the hang of it. And stitching in hand gives you more control. Now, if you are absolutely unable to stitch in hand, you know, just supposing you've had a stroke or you're missing your hand or most of your hand, I know you can't do that, right? Or maybe you've got weakness or something. I can understand it using a frame. But the joy of stitching in hand means that you can, it's more mobile. You are not hanging onto a hoop or Q-snap or whatever it is, because that cramps up the hand, right? And it really is. It's not, and you can see here, I'm not very tight on it, right? I just kind of scrunch it up here in my hand, and I loosely hold it, but it's not so loose that it's floppy. You want that little bit of tension to it. Oh, ambulance. Nope, police. Yeah. RCMP. So, I don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere. So, so yeah, it's just very easy, and you just pull, you see? I don't know there if you can see. I just pulled enough. You don't want it like that, right? You don't want it so that your stitch is really tight. You know, you don't want that. You want it so that your thread lays nicely on top there. So, and it is the exact same thing with 3 threads, except when you start with 3 threads, that you start with a pin stitch so you don't have knots or tails on the back, right? So what you do is you start in the middle here, okay? So you put your needle down here in the middle, and you come up here in the middle, so between the 2 holes. And then what I do is I go up that half a stitch into that hole, down, and then I start. And it really makes a difference. I was one of the ones that had all the tails. Oh, yes, oh, yeah. And I'm always open to learning new tricks. You know, you can teach an old dog new tricks. So, oh, if you're wondering, I am almost 65 years old. I turned 65 on the 5th of October. My goodness, Juliet and I, we were talking about it. No, my sister-in-law Beth and I, we were talking about it. And I told her that so far the length of time, my husband died in 2008 to now is 15 years. Okay? In 15 years, I'm going to be 80. I don't know where the time's gone. I just don't know. I just don't know. And see here, by doing sewing method, you can work faster, right? And this works well when you have blocks of colors. And when, even if you have confetti. And for those of you that are new that don't understand the word confetti, confetti means that you will have, let's see if I can find something here that would be, okay, sort of similar here. Okay, so you have color here, and then you have few stitches here, and then you got a few stitches of that color, and you have, and say you're coming down here, then you got a few stitches there. So you've got a few stitches of one color all over the place. And what I would recommend with that is that you plan out your trail. Okay, plan out your stitching to minimize the backtracking. Okay, so you don't want to go from here over to here up to there. You want to kind of, if there's a stitch down here, so you do that, then there's a stitch over here, and you do that, and one over here. So you minimize the amount of carryover on your back. Now, carryover is okay. Just don't make it long stitches. Okay. I would say no more than 4 stitches. I would say 5 at the max. And if you are able to, then go underneath, like bring your needle underneath to get there. And do not carry over, like from here over to here. I'm just saying, okay? Or from here down to here. Because this is white, your thread will show through. Okay? So you want to plan this out so that you can go here and then you can come down here, because well, maybe these stitches are already done, so you can go underneath it, or you can put your thread down first and then go with that one on top. So, and I know I've heard it from so many people. What difference does it make? Nobody's going to see the back. Well, you know what? You watch some of these people who collect antique samplers, and they turn it over on the back to see. And the sign of a good stitcher, embroiderer, stitcher, whatever, is how good does your back look? I have lived by that for years. Okay? Now, when I started out, was my back looking good? Absolutely not. But I worked at a needlework shop for a while, and people would come in and bring their pictures in to get reframed, or, because it was loose or it was, falling apart and all that. And you would take it off, and oh my gosh, the mess behind there. Now, if you're happy with it and you like that mess, go for it. I know for me, it's not something that I cannot live with that messy back. I just can't. Because I look at it, in 50 years or 100 years or however long, somebody's going to come across my cross stitch and it has to be redone. And they will look at the back and they will say, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but that's someone who cared about their stitching. And that's how I look at it. Okay, so I'm just finishing up here on this. And you see here, there's no tails. And then what I do is here to close it off, I just go like this. And see, that's the beauty also of it not being in a frame, that you can do this, right? So there you go. No tails. Okay. So that is how I stitch. I know it was bad there that I was doing it with the yellow. I mean, on the green on the red. Sorry. But as I'm working on this, you will see how I will continue. Okay, now to quickly get back here to my beadwork. Yep. So, now if you would like to see me specifically work on a I'm just trying to grab a bead here, on an 11 count, and you want to see how I start. Stopping is exactly the same. You weave it underneath. Okay. Now, I know there are different methods to people, how they start. I learned the pin stitch, and that was only like, I don't know, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, maybe. So, yeah. And doing the sewing method is faster because, see here, even though you can see that I am, because I don't have my beads right up close here, right? So it's a little bit of trouble here. You very rarely let go of the needle. See, that I have to. And I have to do it this way, but when I come down the other side, you will see how this one is. Okay. And beading is really, I mean, doing one of these, you do the stitching first and you put in the beads last. Oh my gosh. Because it's so much easier, because all you have to do is just follow what has to be done. So yeah, so then after the dress part here is done, I'm going to do the hem in beads. And because she is Angel of Winter, That's why I wanted all this kind of ice blue color to represent the cold and all of that. I was thinking I might actually even put a few snowflakes in. Oops, sorry, gotta scratch my neck. There. Now, you will see here how I can do this way. See, coming down this way. There, I can just put my thread in that way. The last couple of days there, my videos have been loading pretty fast, so I was happy about that. Remember, there is the dedicated Facebook group, Stitching in the Interlake. There, and to get in that group, all you need to do is give me the name of one of my sidekicks. I know it says 2, but it's 1. Also, there's the dedicated email address, which is stitchingintheinterlake@gmail.com. I welcome comments and questions. And again, please, please like and share. It does not take much to just hit that like button. And if you're watching on your TV, all you need to do is press pause and put that you go upward, and it will say the name, and then you just click your side button until you get there to the like button. I know you can't comment on there, but even the likes are good. So, because it's amazing. Like, I will have, say, 60 views and only 2 likes. And those likes, believe it or not, those likes really help with the algorithm. And I've heard from many of you how my videos are popping up now. And that's what I want to see, is that they are popping up. They're higher up, you know. So, all right, everybody. I guess that's it for now. So I thank you very much for tuning in. On Sunday, there will be a live on YouTube from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay? Central Daylight Time. So if you're on the East Coast, that will start at 1:30. If you're in Newfoundland, it starts at 3 o'clock. If you're in the West, it will start at 10:30. So find where you are in there. Of course, if you're in Hawaii or in, I don't know, in Australia or wherever you are, it's going to be different. It's going to be different, of course. So, or Europe or wherever you are. So I hope you will join me there. And yeah, so that's it. So I'm going to just continue working on here, and we'll see how far I get. So may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be well. May God bless you this day and every day. God loves you, and so do I. And so does Lilybell, Miss Twinkletoes. Sydney is hiding, and Jonah, I'm not sure exactly where he is. So please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. Join the Facebook group. You can email me privately if there's something that you would like to discuss privately. Yes, and we're a great bunch of people. We have, I think there's 2 guys on here who don't comment very often. And that's fine. And I know work gets in the way, so yeah. All right, everybody, I guess that's it. So we will see you tomorrow again. Thank you, Jesus, for being my Lord and Savior. Thank you for saving me from my sins. Thank you for being there in my darkest and deepest moments. Thank you for loving me like you do. Thank you for caring enough for me that you would die on the cross for me so that my sins would be forgiven. And that's a prayer I pray for all of you as well. Okay, everyone, I guess that's it for now. We'll see you tomorrow. Toodle-littles, everybody.